Okay. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Curiosity Corner Live. We're going to give everybody a few seconds to connect. But in the meantime, for you early birds, if you would like to go and like this video and go subscribe to our channel, we have new videos every day at 10:30 and 3 o'clock. So go do that. That'll be great. It's cold down here. Which actually plays a factor in today's episode. I'm not just complaining like I usually am. I know. It surprised me too. That's probably enough time. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jared, your friendly science Viking. And today we are going to talk about the weather. But first, before we do that, I do a very special thanks to Megan, who has graciously provided a change in wardrobe for me. So, with that being said, let's get started. Now, what was I going to say? I don't remember. I'm so sorry. Anyway, sorry. I'm all over the place. The helmet's got me all distracted. So I'm a guest engagement specialist at the Great Lakes Science Center. Now, obviously, the center's still closed because of everything that's going on. I feel like it's crooked. Is it crooked? That's better. Anyway, but we didn't want you to miss out on the chance to learn about science. So, with that in mind, as I said before, we're going to talk about the weather. Now, wait a minute. Why would we do that? Well, it is springtime, when it wants to be springtime. And we thought it would be nice in order for you all to find ways to measure the weather. So we're going to start with temperature. So for this experiment, we are going to need an empty water bottle. Not to drop the empty water bottle. Let's not do that. A straw. Water, some food coloring, and some isopropyl alcohol. It's rubbing alcohol, the things you put on for scrapes and bruises so you don't get infected. That's what that is. So, okay, here we go. This is actually a very simple experiment that you all can do at home, which I will not be challenging you to do later. I am. Get ready. Anyway, so we're going to put our water in our bottle. Very carefully, so I don't get any water on the electronics. Once again, be careful when playing with water around the electronics. Learn from my mistakes. So I put about 2 fluid ounces of water in my bottle. And I'm going to do the same. There we go. I'll do the same with my isopropyl. Now, word of caution before any of you. First off, you should really have an adult with you while doing this experiment. Secondly, do not breathe in the fumes. They are not good for you. Don't put your face too close to the science. Anyway, moving on. So now I'm going to pour this in. Oh, can you see? There we go. There we go. There we go. Get in there. Wonderful. Okay. So now we're going to put in some food coloring for that old razzle dazzle. I just wanted to say razzle dazzle on the camera, and I'm going to lie. So, food coloring. This is actually so that our experiment shows up really well, but we'll pretend it's for the old razzle dazzle. Now, I know at least one of you were thinking, wow, that looks delicious. It is not. This is not juice. Do not drink the science. It'll make you sick. Don't do it. Moving on. Now, okay, this is going to be the tricky part. What I have is a straw and I have my bottle cap. Now, I've punched a hole in my bottle cap so that my straw will fit. So, we're going to go and put this on here. Now I need to make sure that my straw touches the liquid, but doesn't actually hit the bottom. Otherwise, none of it's going to be able to rise up the straw. Why would we want that? I will explain. Let's look at the straw because I think I got it stuck. I'm betrayed by the straw. Aha! Cool. Anyway, that aside. So, luckily for me, through absolutely no skill of my own, I punched the hole in the exact shape of the straw. It just happened to work out that way. So this is completely airtight. No air can get in except through the straw. Can't get around it. But in case you don't just luck out into that happening, Oh, there we go. I'm going to take some Play-Doh and throw it on the floor. Please don't throw your Play-Doh on the floor, especially not with your dog sniffing around. I'm kidding. I didn't drop any. So, I have some Play-Doh. What are you whining about over there? It's not my fault the cat hits you in the face. You started it. Sorry, got distracted. My dog's whining. Moving on. Now I'm going to put this Play-Doh around the edge of my bottle. This way, you can use putty, you use clay, tape, whatever you can in order to make sure that no air can bypass that hole that you made in your bottle. Okay. So, and there we go. There is our thermometer. It doesn't look like a thermometer at all, does it? So, if you look very closely, and by that I'm going to hold this up to you, you can see this red. You see the red line in my straw, which would be easier. Wasn't this giant glare over here? Is that better? That's not better at all. But there's this line where our fluid has started to go up the straw. So, something really cool. And I'm going to hold it very closely for no reason whatsoever. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is giant glare, and I know you can't see. There we go. Aha. So, now the problem that we're currently experiencing is that this liquid is not at room temperature. What is room temperature, you ask? Well, it is the temperature of the room. Exactly what it says on the billboard. No tricks there. The water I used for this one is cold. It came out of the faucet. It hasn't had a chance to warm up yet. This, however, sitting out all night, this is at room temperature. Now, everything in the universe requires balance. So the fact that this is colder than I am, not by much because it's freezing down here, but whatever. So, as the temperature of my thermometer rises, as this liquid gets warmer, the isopropyl in it expands. You are not working with me today, camera. Goodness. Yep, 1 second. Aha. Hopefully it's not the sun that's causing this problem. It is! Darn it! Oh well, there's no way back now. So, I think it's the camera itself. Anyway, as I'm holding this, the red line in my bottle is going up. My body is transferring heat to my bottle. And so, the thermostat, the liquid inside, is rising because as the isopropyl heats up, it expands. As it gets colder, it condenses. And that's how we can tell a rise in temperature from a fall in temperature. So right down here, I have a thermostat that I totally did not steal from outside. I did. I regret nothing. And it seems to think that it is 48 degrees down here. I really hope that's not true. But it'll provide our baseline. It'll provide our start for our thermostat. So, on my bottle, where the line currently is, I'm going to mark it with a permanent marker. About right here. That looks good. And I'm going to try to label it with a 50. Which I bet you can't see at all. Yeah, not even a little bit. You can take my word for it. Now I know that I've established a baseline that at this mark, I know it's 50 degrees. Now tomorrow, let's say I leave this outside and the liquid is all the way up here and my thermostat will say it's 60 degrees. I will put a 60 at this mark and so on and so forth. So that is how you make your very own thermostat out of a water bottle. So that's all well and good and it was fun. But what about, can we predict the weather itself? If it's going to rain, if it's going to snow, if it's going to be a really nice day? The answer is sort of. Sort of. But we'll go with yes, because it's more dramatic that way. So for this next experiment, I need a beaker, a straw, a rubber band, a paper clip. There it is, paper clip, and a balloon. Can I help you? I'm trying to teach about science. Look, either help. You're not even framed. They don't think you exist. Go away. I'm trying to teach. Anyway, so you don't have to use a beaker if you don't have one lying around. You can use a soup can, anything really that you can close off the top to. So we have our beaker. Now I'm going to take my balloon, which I have cut the bottom off of. I'm going to stretch it badly, apparently, over the top of my beaker. Just like that. There we go. So now I've trapped all the air they want to see you. Can you be helpful? Come here. Come here. Come be helpful. See? There he is. Say hi to the peoples. Don't come over here. Come look at the camera. You were useless. Come here. See? Look at the peoples. They're happy to see you. Okay, I got it to science, okay? Can you be good for a few minutes? No, we'll pretend? All right. Okay. Anyway, so I've put the the balloon over my beaker. Now, as we talked about previously, air is a tangible physical force. So the air that I've trapped in here is tangible. Yes, you just said that. Oh, goodness. I'm losing it, guys. So sorry. Moving on. So I'm going to put a rubber band over my balloon to make sure the balloon doesn't go anywhere. And next, I'm going to tape this straw to the middle of my balloon. Why would you do this, you ask? Well, clearly, because I've lost my mind. No. Well, I think my tape is fighting with me. My tape has betrayed me. That's okay. I have more tape. But anyway, the whole point of this is something called barometric pressure. I know. I'll explain. Barometric pressure is essentially weather pressure. It's the pressure that the air exerts on something. So the pressure that is inside, this does not want to work. Close enough. The pressure that's inside my beaker will always stay constant. It's completely airtight. Nothing can get out, nothing can get in. So the air that's inside this, the pressure that it currently has, will never change. But the air outside, in the basement out in the world, that will constantly be changing. Sorry, this tape thing is not working, so I'm going to use duct tape because that is my go-to solution for every problem. Duct tape. Now, what does all this have to do with measuring the weather? Well, we can predict changes in the atmosphere based on the pressure it exerts. So here I have my beaker. And as we can see, right now it's kind of going at an upwards angle. That's because how it's taped, the pressure that's being exerted by the air inside is pushing on it. So what we're going to do, well, you can do, is we're going to use this ruler here because it's convenient. Normally I put this on something, but, you know. I have a cat. Her name is Lily. She's fighting with the dog. There's no way I'm getting her on camera. She's not having that. Lily, come here. Come here. The people want to see you too. We'll try again later. Anyway, but this is we're going to use as our gauge. Now, based on air pressure, is going to depend on if this goes up or this goes down. Why would it go down? Why would it do this? Because the difference in air pressure changes based on how much is going around it. So if the air is really thick, if the pressure is really heavy, it's going to push on my balloon. If the air has more pressure, there we go, outside than inside, then my inside air pressure won't be able to keep up, and it'll push down the air around it, and this will rise up. And if that's the case, if this rises up, we can see it on our ruler because it'll go up and down. We use it as a gauge. Contrary-wise, if the air inside my beaker is greater, the pressure is greater than the air outside, then it's going to fall. It's going to go down because the air inside is going to try to escape. It's going to try to push out. And I'm going to drop that. Okay, there we go. And if it goes down, then we can also see that reflected on our fun little ruler gauge here. Now, normally a high pressure system, if it goes up, means weather's probably going to be nice, probably be a good day. Well, it's going to be a day without storms. Whether it's good, I don't know. And if the system is low, then this will drop. And if it drops, that normally means that it's probably going to be a day with inclement weather. It's going to be snow, it's going to rain, stuff like that's going to happen. Oh, but yes, you can use these two fun things in order to gauge the weather at home, which is actually our design challenge for today. My challenge to you is to build one of these two experiments, or build both. Be an overachiever. I'm okay with it. But build one of these or both of these, post it online, tag us with the hashtag it's on that side. Ooh, it's reversed for me. I don't know. Anyway, hashtag Stay Curious CLE. We want to see what you come up with. Well, that's our show for today. I know we ran a little long. I got distracted by dogs, but so did you. So we're all in this together. Please come back at 3 o'clock. We'll go talk more about the weather, and I'm going to make a cloud in a bottle. How am I going to do that? You're going to have to come back and find out. So, I think that's it for today. That's our show. Thank you so much for joining me. Come back later. Have fun. Be safe. And as always, stay curious.